Hello, I'm Ricardo Francis, the Venting Vigilante. It's good to be with you again today. Today I'm going to talk to you about 1984. Yes, my friends, it's not 1984 in terms of the year, but 1984 in terms of the book. This is a book that I read when I was a teenager. I probably read it when I was about 13 years old. It was mandatory reading in high school. And I learned so much from this book because, my friends, we live in the manuscript of 1984 today. 1984 is where Big Brother is watching you. 1984, of course, was written by Eric Arthur Blair. That's his full legal name. He went under the name, of course, George Orwell. This book was, of course, written in 1947, published in 1949. It talk about, surveillance, Big Brother is watching, the profiling of people, how we are constantly being monitored today. I understand that it's a book that is being sold today, and I recommend that anyone reads this book. It's good reading because to understand the social, political, economic construct of the world in which we live in today. I am a big fan of 1984. It's really inspirational that George Orwell could have actually seen and created this wonderful book. Well, of course, he was a member of the British elite, and he was also a British Army officer. George Orwell, of course, based upon the discussion that transpired at the end of World War II, he was able to develop and create this particular manuscript in terms of creating the world that we live in today, in the sense that he had vision, foresight, the understanding that the reality. In fact, if you look carefully and examine some of the developments in terms of technology, you realize that the internet, for instance, became more commercialized in the late 1980s, early 1990s. And in terms of how we are being monitored, we have our cell phones. You have some of these that are also air miles card, different types of cards where information is collected on a daily basis. You go to certain stores and supermarkets and they want your postal code. I would never give them my postal code because they're simply monitoring you, they're simply collecting data on you without your knowledge. This is an invasion of privacy, which of course will affect your security ultimately. It's gotten so bad that based upon your profile, they can probably even tell you what you're having for dinner. I mean, that is absolutely an infringement on your privacy, my friends. So my friends, I recommend that you get an opportunity, you should read 1984. When you look around today, especially in Toronto, Canada, where I live, you look at a place like Yonge and Dundas, you see all these big television screens. If we live in 1984, I mean the 1984 as we know it in terms of the book, ultimately you may have a political figure coming onto those screens and telling you, directing you in terms of what to do. The same thing with Times Square in New York City. So, friends, this is real. The reality is right here. We are living in this reality right now. So, my friends, it is recommended that you read 1984. I love you. I love sharing these moments with you. This is my 2 cents. See you next time.